Okay, since I'm in the mode of doing some videos, let's continue on with this one. I basically am done with this for now, as it is. I managed to get the last few pieces that weren't printed, that needed some added much details, because one is, so let's zoom in here. I really need to get a light from the back. Actually, the one that I have is the power's out. So anyways, this piece, I forget the part number, but it's from, I believe, the side of like the TIE fighter, the wing, you know, where everything crosses into the middle of that. And this was the piece, just to refresh your memory, this was the piece that they gave me to basically put in there, which not as good, of course. And I have some control panels, which I can see if I can, yeah, open this up here. And I wish I had a flashlight. Let me see if I can move this out here, and if I punched in here, would it? I'm trying to zoom in better. Well, anyways, hopefully you can see that. There's a pair of control panels back there. They're basically the same. They're just flip-flop, and that's what the instructions ask for. And let's see if I can't. It's really hard for me to get light in there. Sorry, but that's what I replaced. Oops. My thumb gonna knock this thing, but this can be pulled out. Maybe that might add more light into it slightly. You can see, but and since we're here, let's open up the front here. Back up just this moment, and right inside here, a couple of control panels right to the side here. They're basically the same design as the ones on up here, the control panel in the back room, but on the wall. But it's these are on, like, I guess, wedge plates, kind of like I want to show you in a moment, like this piece, and they're printed on this side, and those are what they gave me. And so there's a pair of them right there. Just one in the back there and one in the back there, and it wasn't too hard to just remove a couple of pieces to get in there. I didn't have to like completely disassemble everything. This part mostly pulled out, and then there's like one or two plates essentially around here I kind of pulled out to get to the inner one that's under there, and I just, yeah, swapped them out, and that's it. So with that in mind, the interior is pretty complete. Again, this is pretty cool. I consider mini scale, play scale, because, you know, it's not like when you get that, I find that the proportions are 100%. They get most of it right, and it's in a more compact and somewhat distorted form to just make sure that, you know, the kit is playable and not overly complicated and big. Although, you know, you can get that in some UCS sets. Hopefully it goes in like this. I think it does. And then that just snaps down like that. And then the door, yeah, the ramp on here. So yeah, you know, you got room to play with on the inside, and it fits a mini scale in here, and it's, you know, fairly easy to handle. And I think that this works. I am not holding this right. I keep hitting this thing here on the bottom. And I hope this is the way it's supposed to be, with the gray on the outside and the tan on the inside. Hold on, I gotta put this down. I can't do this while I'm in front of the camera. I might have to fix this door if I got knocked one too many times. Hang on, something doesn't seem like it's sitting right. No, that's it. It only holds on to two spots over there. And this should be right about there. There we go. That should do it. And with this, so it's kind of like that. So I think overall, yeah, I think this is about right. I want to do a comparison, you know, not with like the Starfighter class, I guess, something a little bit larger, such as this, and I would say in the realm of the Ghost. I have the Ghost, which I need to build. It's as well as it's the second version from primarily, I guess, it's really from the Ahsoka show, but you know, it could still basically pass as the same as, you know, the ship is basically the same as it was in the Rebels TV series, and I need to build the Mandalorian Razor Crest. It's not the UCS version; it's the Playscale version. I want to build both of those and put it next to this so you can see like how it compares to it. I think you'll find that, you know, that looks, they'll be in, you know, they look like they're within the same kind of style and you know, functionality as being, again, a mini figure play scale version of the ships. They're built pretty solid for the most part, especially for mock. This is actually pretty solid, and again, there's a lot of useful spaces and functionality. And again, I like how this can actually go up. And I think, oh, I gotta put it down, and I would go like, be careful how to do this. If I get how to hold it, probably bend it out just a little so it can get up just a little higher, and this tucks down. And this would be more of a landed position, you know, when the wings kind of fold up, right? Just a little bit over the ship more. And I guess it makes more clearance for like the door that would open. And I think in the show it actually opens to here. I have to rewatch it, and not so much off to the side, but in this case it's fine. This works the way it is. And then flight configuration, really easy. You just pull these down and that gun pops up. I wish there was a way you could leave it like hidden underneath, you know, retract it or just down, right? This doesn't always have to pop up when you bring the wings down the flight configuration. But let me see from the front. I'll probably make some adjustments after I'm off camera, but it's something like that. And which is about right. It looks about level. It's where it should be. Yeah. See, this looks pretty good. Again, here it is from the back. I gotta double check this joint. I feel like, yeah, I did move it slightly, I think. Oh, actually, this is like that, and you have to fold it down just a little bit. Trying to match this angle up here. I feel like this should be a little bit higher, so it's not like, I feel like it's dropping a little bit lower as compared to this one. This feels a little bit more like it just follows this more. Okay. Let's see if this fits underneath. Oops. Yeah. Okay, something like that. Anyways, there she is. There's many different mocks out there that try to make this, but I chose this one. It just, again, this just looks like the right scale for what I want it to be without being too big and too expensive or complicated, and potentially more fragile. I'm not familiar with all the other builds, but I can imagine some of the larger ones might not hold together other than being just a display piece. And for me, this seems still very playable, even though it probably won't. It'll probably be just sitting in a nice display shelf at some point. But if you wanted to, it would work really well, because I think overall it's basically built pretty well. Right. Thanks for watching, and we'll see what I end up building next. I think I'm looking forward to getting that new, actually Star Trek Enterprise D from the Next Generation. Hopefully I can get that with the gift of purchase with the, was it Type 15, is it? Shuttlecraft, whatever the type it is. It's one of the ones from the show and that the Enterprise uses, and it comes with ensign. I guess she never had a rank above ensign row Laren, which would be pretty cool. I think I will make that package if I were to pay at full retail price of $400, but they did do a pretty nice job with it. Then I'll be all right. I do have some Lego points, so I can maybe soften the blow of the final price of that thing. But if for some reason it sells out too fast, or it's the gift of purchase and you can't get it, then I probably won't get it just yet because there's not much point. And you don't get it with the shuttle craft that gift of purchase, then I just wait and try to save some money. Hopefully at some point get it on sale, or maybe save up enough more VIP points to get it even lower. But yeah, the only thing I think one of the things off the bat that no one ever mentions is the deflector dish on the front of the Enterprise D, and it's nice effect how they try to simulate like the blue glow that kind of comes out from there, but I guess what we call it the housing of it. But there's no dish in front of it, which there should be. But they could have faked it with actually putting like a painted design of the dish on the piece that they're using. I believe it's two like Speed Champions windshields of some sort that they kind of inverse painted so that, yeah, you can see it when it's actually from the underside of that thing. But they're missing the radar dish and not the deflector dish, and what it is that there should be red in there, right? If you know Star Trek and the Enterprise, there's a dish that's inside that housing, and for one thing, that housing is actually red, but there is a strong blue glow that's coming from the center behind the dish, and that kind of reflects off of that red housing that's around the deflector dish. And then there's the deflector dish itself that kind of sticks out just a little bit out from that housing, but not too far. But you can tell it's a separate piece, and you can see if this is a deflector. It matches the general shape. Was kind of a elliptical shape, right? And then I believe the outer is red, and then there's an inner blue ring, and then the middle is red. So there should be at least a blue-red kind of thing going on in the center of that deflector dish, but they don't have that. It's all blue, and a dark blue at that, because I think it's supposed to be, there's nothing really behind that. That's a transparent piece that they have kind of painted, but at least the center part is not completely opaque, and I don't know, it just gets dark and dark bluish, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem right. I think I might have to do a custom sticker to it. I don't think I'm going to bother custom painting it, but if I do like a vinyl sticker, then at least if I needed to, for some reason, if I ever decide I wanted to sell it or something, then that's decal, vinyl, adhesive vinyl would be easy to remove, and it'll be looking as it came from the box or the factory, right? Anyways, gone off on that one. That's the next Lego purchase, at least. But I'm not sure even when I'm gonna have a place to really display that, because that one's quite big. It's like definitely a very UCS size. It's Icons thing, which they usually make pretty big. But I suppose the next thing I could show, and I think I could more likely to fit a little bit easier, would be to build a ghost or and the Mandalorian Razor Crest. We'll see. And then I'm gonna hang on to this nearby so that I can compare that, probably all three of them at once, just to show you like the size differences, as well as whether you know how well like if they feel like they're within the same kind of scale and features that a minifig play scale version of a ship should be. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching.